models, the ultimate hobby. This is the building of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to create a beautiful centerpiece, to seek out new builders and young model makers, to boldly go where no model has gone before.
Welcome everyone to the Model Frontier. If you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a second of any of my great content. Well, last issue we said hello to an old friend of the nacelle. We did a lot of work on the saucer section. I'm pretty sure you can guess what's happening today. We got that one big piece from last issue to put on. Plus, if you've already looked through your pieces this issue, we've got stuff to put in the middle of our saucer section. Plus, we got more work to do on our nacelle. It's coming close, guys. We're getting to the end of this thing. No turning back. Let's get on with it. Engage. So here we are with the start of stage 111, and we're going to start off by putting 2 clear and 2 dark windows into this section. And then on the back side here, we're going to be putting in our light reflectors. Again, the L goes on, if you're looking at it like this, the L's on this side, the R's on that side. Now we need to focus in on the bottom here. I've got to try to zoom out a little bit. We're focusing on our bottom part here, because we're going to put in the 2 formation lights for these edges. Now, the green one goes on from this angle. The green one goes into the right side. The red one goes into the left. And that's an important thing to remember, because when we flip this over, remember they're going to be on the opposite sides. Next, we're going to set this to the side for a minute, because we got our 2 transporter arrays, which we got to put our tape on. So take the tape off the backing. Just like we've done in the past, we're going to stick one end on here. Just like that. And then, of course, they're going to go into the spots on both sides here, just like that. So once we get the backing off of our tape, they're just going to fit flush right in there. Just like that. Now we're going to set this to the side, because now we need to go grab our saucer section, because we got a little bit of prep work to do before the main event of adding this piece on. So we're going to focus in on the formation lights here first, which I've been holding down with some tape for a while now. Now it's time to actually get these in. So they give us clear tape to use, and they want us to trim them down a little bit. So we're basically going to take one of these pieces of tape and we're going to cut it into quarters. You're going to use one to hold the lights in place. One there. And they do want you to put one right over the light to keep it in place. Like that. And the key thing is to not cover the screw hole right here. You're going to do this on both sides. And then once that's done, they want us to actually remove these screws here. Now I've only got one in, but you should have two. But they want you to remove them here. Now we're going to put some tape, some insulating tape along this edge here. And yes, you are going to cover these screw holes. I don't think this has to look pretty. It just has to cover this whole edge. You can cut it to look nice if you want. But again, this is all going to be covered up, so we really don't kind of have to. And then they want a couple pieces along these gaps here. Now that we got all that in place, I'm going to zoom out a bit. So now we are ready to fit in our whole section here. Once we get this in place, we are going to hold it into position with 12 FM screws all along these outer edges, and then these two are going to be LM screws. So that's going to take a little bit to get in, so go ahead and do that, and we'll meet back here once you got those all in place. And there we go, just like that. And if you want to test it, you should see lights coming out. I don't think you'll be able to see them because I've got lighting going, but suffice to say the lights all turn on. And now, as always, I'm going to continue work on the saucer section in real life, but you're going to go and, our next part, we're going to go grab our nacelle and do some work on that. So go ahead and grab that or go to the next part of the saucer and I'll meet you back here. So after doing all that on the saucer section, they want us to, we now have to go back to our nacelle, and as I'm sure you could guess, we're going to do the same thing on the other side that we did on this first side. So just like before, I'm going to put our grill here, or whatever they call this. I don't know. What is this called? Warp engine assembly. Well, that's what they're calling it. This, again, it is a tight fit. I don't remember the first one being this tight, but you just got to kind of manipulate it into place. you'll feel it slip in when you get it in the right position. And then once we get that in there right, it's going to be held in with 4 AP screws. Just like that. And then you have the same 2 diffusion pieces, just like we did before. You're going to put the smaller hoop into the smaller half circle into the bigger one, and then put a piece of tape over it. You're going to put, I mean, it probably already comes like this, but you're going to put in your one end, which I just popped out. You're going to put one end in to the other, and then they're just going to sit right in the cell here and right in here, like that. With that all done, that is it for stage 111. So as you can undoubtedly see from your instructions, this is actually a very short stage. It's all about this section, the captain's yacht. You're first going to put in your 7 clear windows and 5 dark windows into your piece. Then you're going to secure them down with reflector panels. Each of these are put in with 2 AM screws. For these smaller ones, L is on this side, R is on this side. I know it's counterintuitive because you're thinking right is this way, left is this way, but remember, when they're doing it, it's kind of like stage directions. It's all about from what's seen versus what's not, versus your perspective. So when you flip it over, L is over here, R is over here. So, but once you get those in, that's actually it for stage 112. So here with stage 113, we're going to start on the lower nacelle assembly. And just like before, we're going to put in this piece. And it can only go in a certain way. And again, the way you can tell where it's going to go is there's these divots, which I'm not sure if you can see. Okay, there you go. I think you can see them. There are divots in this part that are going to be for these screw holes. So once you find those, slide that piece into position like that. And then we're going to take our lower nacelle assembly. Trying to see how it goes in. And it's going to, and we got this section here. Now this does not slide in. It just sort of goes on the inside. So you're not going to really have anything to line up here. You're just going to line up the holes. And you just want to make sure that this section going down is like that. So it should all be held into place. Obviously, if you try to put it in the wrong way, you're not going to get this down in there. So if you get it in the right, if you go the wrong way, you'll know it. If you go the right way, again, you'll know it. But once you get that down, we're going to secure that into place with BM screws. Just like that. Now we're going to set this aside because we're going to do some more work on the captain's yacht section. So this is the actual captain's yacht, which is something we actually never really see in the show being used. I can't remember anyway ever being used. Theoretically, it's supposed to be kind of a cruise ship that the captain can just get into and take off and go do what he wants. We got a lower section and an upper section. We're going to put this onto here. I don't think there's a directional to it. There's not. And then we're going to hold that in place with a pair of the AP screws. Just like that. And it's important that you know that you want these in there nice and tightly, because our next step involves us bringing over the captain's yacht, and we're going to put this in there. So you got 3 pegs here, and you got 3 peg holes here. And it'll fit in right like that. Now they do fit in there nice and tightly, so you don't really need to put any glue on this, but I always want to be more safe than sorry, just because, you know, if this thing ever pops out, we won't get a chance to do this again. So I'm just going to tap a tiny dab of glue on each one of these just to secure that into place. There, nice and secure now. Next, we're going to take the lower sensor platform, and it's going to fit in like this. This is something we haven't really done since, I believe, pack 1, when we did the upper one around the bridge. We haven't really done one of these. And once you get that in place, it's going to be held in place with 5 DP screws. A screw is not going to go into that hole. Just like that. Now with that all done, we are going to now put this piece into our saucer section. So go grab your saucer section, and I'll meet you back here to put that in. So now back at the saucer section of stage 113, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our captain's yacht, and we're going to attach our power switch here with a pair of AM screws. We're going to make sure we get those in nice and tight. Now we're going to put this piece in. It's important to note that you want this power supply box over here, and you'll want this cord over here on this side. So we're about to seal all that up. Should fit in there pretty tightly. And then we're going to hold it in place with 4 FM screws here and a single AM screw there. Just like that, and now your power supply is on the outside of your ship, so you can turn it on and off without any problems. Now it does tell you to go ahead and use these to plug up any open screw holes. I'm going to do that off camera because you don't need to see that whole process being done. But with that all in place, that is the end of stage 113. So here we are at the start of stage 114, and this is obviously just a matter of Russian nesting dolls. You're just going to nest one part into the next, as shown. Just like that. Now we're going to bring over our nacelle. This is the main nacelle assembly. We're going to plug this right into the end here. And then we got this piece, which is going to go under the wire and hold, and it'll fit in there tightly to hold all that into place like that. And then we're gonna put this into position. It goes in there just like that. Oops. So when you're putting it into position, it just sort of slides into this part here like that. Now we want to bring this part over because we're going to join it together. Your power kit, first of all, you're going to want your beacon. You want to put your beacon light into place. Again, if it doesn't fit, you might want to expand the hole a little bit. Oops, sorry. So we're first going to put our beacon light in place. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, so it might help to expand the hole just a little bit. Not too much, but you do want it to kind of hold itself in place if you can. There. Once you get that all nice and secured in there, it should come out a little bit up on top there. You're going to want to take your power wire and put it through this frontmost part here. Just like that. And they actually want this wire to come up and over this, so you're going to kind of feed this through. Sorry guys, I got to redo this. Okay, so now I got it in there right. You want the wire to go under this and then into there and bend it at 90 degrees. It is a pain to get in there, but once you do, you're all set. Again, this wire you want coming out. And now it's just a matter of we got to get these lined up. Everything should get lined up nice. Hang on one second, guys. So just like that. Now you have to use a little bit of force to get this down in there, but it'll snap into place once it is. And then you got your wire going through there. And we are going to put this piece down with 8 DP screws. Just like that. And with everything on that done, we're going to set that to the side and do some more work on our saucer section. So go grab that and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so we're here with this part of this part of stage 114, and the first thing we're going to do is we're finally going to get this battery box installed into this piece. So obviously you can see how it's shaped. So it's going to go in this way. And we're going to secure it in place with a pair of BM screws. Just like that. Now, this part's going to be a little on the difficult side. Make sure you didn't lose anything there, because now you got to get this to actually go down. Actually, that went in there pretty easily. So you're going to secure this down in there, and then we're going to secure it in place with 6 FM screws. This is the last one we're going to put in here now. There we go. And with that, your switch should turn everything on and off still. And with that done, that is it for this stage, and that's all there is to do in this pack. So that's it. So that's it for this episode of the Model Frontier. And isn't that amazing how close we are? I mean, you can definitely see we just got a little bit left to do on this thing. We got this little section here to go. We got all this to cover up, and then that's it. But we can turn our ship on, and we can see it in action again. And everything is looking really nice. Everything looks good. And it's amazing to me how bright the lights actually get once you get once this starts getting sealed up. I always thought it would get a little brighter once it got sealed, but it's nice to see that it actually is. So that's looking really good. So we don't got much left to do before we're done. So again, guys, I just want to remind you that this issue right here means we are now 2 issues away. 2 more packs, and this model is finally, after a long overdue period, done. So remember, my community tab down below still has the poll up. You're picking my next model, guys. I want your input. I want to know what you'd like to see next on the Model Frontier. Obviously, we've still got the Titanic going strong. That's gonna have quite a bit longer left, so I can only do 1 extra model. That's all I can budget for, so you guys need to help me pick, because my original choice fell through. So go vote for the next model. Make sure you subscribe and like if you like the video, and I will see you next time on the Model Frontier.